Yay! Hi, hi. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. This is my first YouTube video on this channel. I have other channels, okay? But this is my first one on this channel. Hey, if you have not worked, if you do not like to work, do something you love. That's the topic. If you do not want to work, if you don't like working, find something you like. A lot of people look at working as an end. You know, the other day, I was talking to a lady who was so scared of losing her job. She was so scared of losing her job. And I was like, I've been there before. If you have to pay your bills, if you if you have to if you have to if the money that you use is relies 100% on your job, you have a right to be scared. I would be scared too. I remember when I was a single mom, I used to work for temporary services. That's the hardest. It's the easiest job to get, a temporary service whereby they get you, but it's temporary. But then I was a single mom, so I knew that at any time my contract could end, and I'd be like, what will I do? So I went to work on edges. How many of you go to work on edges? And I'm not trying to sell something. By the way, I'm not trying to put you on those get rich scheme, scam, or try to do this, get people. No, 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 no. I'm telling you my experience to help you find yourself. Because a lot of people, we get stuck in what our parents wanted us to be. We get stuck in what our family, what the community expect of us. Like me, I grew up in Kenya. So in Kenya, actually African parents, and I'm like that. Oh my God, I didn't realize that even though I've been in America 30 years, I'm still just like my mother. I'm still just like all of my African mothers. I still expect my children to be a lawyer, to be a doctor. When they tell me they want to be an artist, I had to kind of refrain myself. I had to I have a daughter who likes art. I mean, she can draw, she can use those paints. And at first I was like, oh my God, she's trying to be an artist. I had to I had to kind of step back, breathe in, and ask and tell myself, no, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. My oldest daughter used to like gymnastic, and she was a tall girl, tall, slim girl. Me and my African self, I made the biggest mistake, and she still dings me for this. I am sorry, Leah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was, she told me, I mean, I took her, she wanted to be a gymnast. And me with my big mouth, I had the audacity to say, you're too tall to be a gymnast. Because I don't know where that came from. I don't know whether I was looking at the gymnasts, or maybe it was my African beliefs, thinking that going to flip will make you money, or is it my belief that work has to make money? I beat myself every day because that girl has never stopped to remind me every time that I killed her dream of being a gymnast with my statement. So parents, that's one thing you have to be very careful, is do not say those kind of words to your children, especially African parents. I'm sure African American parents do the same. But we are so used to money is, by the way, these earrings, I make these. These are my earrings. So if you ever go to a Lily Bold Accessories, if you love these earrings, you will find them there. So anyway, let's go on. Don't kill your children's dreams, okay? You see me here? These earrings, I made them. Every time I sit on this desk to make these earrings, I can sit on this desk for hours without even thinking that I need to be making jewelry, that I need to go to bed, that I need to go make dinner, that I need to make lunch. I have to stop myself. That is how much I love my job. So going back to the lady who was feeling like um, that she's gonna lose her job, you know, have you ever thought that you're going to work, you will retire at 65, and at 65 you're going to work. If work is your life, if work is your life, what are you going to do after 65? Because 65, let's see, 80, let's say we're going to put an estimate. And God, please, you heard me. I plan to live until 80, even 100. So let's say 80, and I'm not putting any brakes on you wanting to live 90 or 200 or I don't know, but I'm giving an average. So don't ding me for this. So 80 minus 65, man, this world has really messed us up with calculation. We want to use calculator for everything, but I'm gonna do my old way. 80 minus 65, you put one there, becomes a 10, is 5, 8, 7 minus 5 is 35 years. So all those 35, is it 65 plus 65? 80? No, 15. Is it 15? 80 minus 65. Yeah, 15 years, not 35. Look at my math. So, what are you going to do with all those 15 years if work was all you knew how to do? When you are at your job, think beyond your job. Think beyond the job being just a means to an end. Make it a lifestyle. Honestly, I went to college, and my dream has always been to go to college because I believed that my parents drummed it on my head, my mom, not my dad. My mom drummed it on my head that I needed to go to college so I can be successful and take care of her. Mel, that is all our parents in Africa, from Africa. I'm sure even Americans, some of them believe that. So I can take care of them. So I knew that I needed to become somebody so I can help my parents. So I needed to go to school. So if I wanted to make my parents happy was go to school, give them good grades. Anything else beyond that was nothing. I was not giving them. I was playing guitar for a goat, you know. So I had to be somebody. So growing up, even when I came to America, I knew I had to be somebody. I had to fight. I had to go to school. Even when I came to America without a student visa, and knowing very well that I didn't have a student visa, I may not go to school, I still believed I was going to go to school. Even when I was married and my marriage was messed up, I still told my husband I need to go to school. Even when I was getting older, I still need to go. I need to finish school. Until one day, my husband, who is now my husband now, at 50, told me you need to go back to school and finish your school, and I did. But by that time, God had switched ways. God had switched ways for me. Instead of whatever I went to school for, which was general studies with emphasis on women and gender issues. You know, one time I told somebody gender issues, and they asked me, "What gender issues?" But anyway, I'm not going to go into that right now. But look at me. I'm making jewelry. I'm making jewelry. And believe it or not, I've always been a tomboy, as girly as I look right now. I've always been a tomboy. I liked riding bikes. I liked playing football. I remember when I was about 10 years old, we were at the Eldoret Sports Club with my brothers. My brothers were playing football, and me as a girl, I decided I want to go play football. Football, which is soccer. So I'm playing soccer with the boys because I want to be a boy. I want to be with them and play with them. and I went to kick the ball, and I went on top of the ball, and I found myself in the hospital. I was about 10 years old. That's how much I didn't like. And I remember, let me tell you another story. I remember my during Christmas, my dad used to order toys. By the way, my dad, rest in peace, Udo Eberhardt. So they bought toys for us, and I got an umbrella, and I got a little doll, those little blonde dolls that used to close their eyes like this. And my brother got a soccer ball and something else. And I was so mad because I was looking at his soccer ball and saying, "Why didn't I get a ball? Why am I getting this doll?" Because I wasn't like kind of the nurturing. But enough of that. But look at me. When God has a way of blessing you, this is what he can do. I was looking at one of the earrings from Kenya. I always loved earrings. It's the only thing that I add to my accessories. If you see me in a necklace, earring, I made it. But I just used to love earrings, you know? And one time I was looking at one of the earrings my mother had sent for me from Kenya. I was looking at the earrings and I was like, while I was talking to her, it was not really, we were talking and she was, on the phone, and I was looking at one of the earrings while I'm talking to her. And I'm like, "Mom, I need you to send me some of these Masai earrings." And she's like, "Okay, I'll send you some more." I said, "Maybe I'll try and make these." She's like, "No, you can't make those. Those are made by Masai." I said, "Okay, but I'm gonna try." I had never been to Hobby Lobby, and being 28 years in America, at that time I was 25 years, and you've never been to Hobby Lobby is strange, because Hobby Lobby is, every American knows, every woman in America should, no, I think they know what Hobby Lobby is. But me, I didn't. I'd been to Hobby Lobby maybe once, but just didn't think what kind of store it is. I don't know what I was looking for. I think just walked in there. I went to Hobby Lobby and started looking for beads. I didn't find the exact size of these beads. The size I found were, oh man, I hope I didn't put lipstick on this. No. The size I found were size 11 beads. And that time I didn't know what sizing is. All I know is I bought small beads and started making. It was bad, very bad, bad looking earrings, bad looking earrings. They were not bad because I used to post them on my Facebook page. And I used to belong to the Waco Lions Club. And one of the Lions sister once told me, "I see you posting some cute earrings." Cute? Do you want to bring them to a garage sale? I was like, "Garage sale? Earrings?" And guess what? I ended up taking them to the garage sale and I sold. And I was like, you see, you don't like this earring, but somebody else likes this earring. This earring, I sold. And I was like, and we had I had started a nonprofit then, to help women and children because of domestic violence. And I was struggling with funds. And I was like, God, you have, God, you have shown me something. God didn't throw manna from heaven. God revealed a gift. Let me tell you, I started making this. The more now I started learning more. I started learning about the tools. I started learning what to use. I tried to find any video that I could show me how to make Masai earrings. I couldn't get any. And if I got any, it wasn't teaching me much. What I realized during the process, I realized that I needed my own thing. I needed to have um, whatever I was making wasn't really Masai earrings. They were a new brand, and that's how Alili Bold Accessories ended up coming up. I started my own brand. I realized, oh my God. I realized I started earrings that they were, I said, because I used to say Kenyan earrings. These were not Kenyan earrings. The beads are not Kenyan. The sizing is not even the size of the Kenyan. The colors are not the same as Masai earrings. So why was I calling them Masai earrings? I realized, no, 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 no. You can set up to do something else, but God redirects you. Whatever you're thinking is a mess, whatever you're thinking is bad, is what God is using to elevate you. And that is sometimes you set up to do something you don't want. And that is what God redirected me. And guess what? It was not, it didn't tie with what my education was. Of course, I went to college, I finished my college. But most of the classes I took was to do with families, psychology, children, you know, and I'm dealing with women who are going through domestic violence. Education, when you go to college, does not just teach you, college does not just teach you things like, let's say you're going to be a doctor, how to inject somebody, or if you're going to be a teacher, how to teach. There's a lot of stuff that you learn in college. You learn discipline, you learn how to do. Let me tell you a story about one of my classes at Texas Women's University. Texas Women's University, the classes I took, has something whereby every class you take, there has to be a group project. And we had a group project in one of my classes. And there was this girl, she was from Ghana. Let me just mention that. I ended up in her group. Maybe I was drawn to her because I'm thinking this is an African. Maybe I should be in that group because I always used to be a follower, not a leader. So I said, let me squeeze myself in this group where there's Ghanaian. She refused to do the project. She completely refused to do the project. Just like, I'm not doing that project. No, she didn't say. Every time we would ask her, we put ourselves in a little group where we could communicate, those school groups. And every time we would try to divide the work, she would kind of slither away, like because we didn't meet. We were the projects that we would do online, but we would say, hey, you do this, or you go make this, or you go do this. This girl did not involve herself. We got mad. Everybody was angry. There are people who will not let you sling away. Me, I was just sitting back. I was just like, I mean, I tried to say something, but she wasn't listening. So the anger in the group you could sense. So we decided to go to the teacher and tell the teacher, hey, we are in this group here, and this girl here is one of us is refusing to do the work. You know what the teacher told us? If you guys don't do the work, or if you guys don't whatever, you're all getting a zero. Hey, this class that I was planning for an A is about to turn into a D or an F. I wasn't gonna do you know we did the project ourselves and still her name was on there. So there are people in life. Actually, there are people in life who will always just be comfortable. Just swinging and going with the flow with you. They don't do no work, but they want to take credit. There's nothing you can do about it. You either have to choose to ignore them, not work with them, and avoid them the next time. But the teacher told us we're going to get a zero. So what did I learn from that class? Mainly is that you got to do what you got to do, but you can't let nobody get you. You can't let somebody make you get less than what you can do. What was my topic again? Do what you love. I love doing earrings. I don't know how I developed so much love for doing this jewelry. I When I'm doing it, you can't stop me. Find what you love. Open your heart. If you like to draw, you're a lawyer, but you like to draw. I have a nephew who can play the saxophone so well. He's a nurse, but I wish he could play more. He could put more effort in it. He loves it. When he plays that saxophone, you know, and maybe one day he'll make money from it while being a nurse, a doctor, whatever he is going to be. My daughter who likes art, to you, if you ever watch this video, know that mama wants you to go ahead and do art. I've started putting positive. I've started talking more positive. I've started putting more affirmations on her. I've started buying her more painting stuff. I stopped that thing of us. By the way, if you're looking for jewelry for colleges, let me tell you, these earrings, they're beautiful. You won't find them anywhere else. They're my brand, a Lily Bold Accessories. They're not Masai jewelry. These are not made with Masai beads. You know, they don't even sell size 11 beads in Kenya. Do you know that? They sell size 10, which are slightly bigger. And I'm the one. And, you know, when I realized that there's no bead, and, you know, handmade is already different. When you make handmade, it can never be the same. But when I realized that I was unique in my jewelry making, is when I tried to teach somebody. And until today, the somebody I was trying to teach has not got it yet. I still have to go. I'm telling you, it's taken me about 3 years of trying to teach somebody. The thing that I make without even looking, I can make this jewelry in five in no no not 5 minutes. I can make this earring in 20 minutes. It's taking me years to teach somebody how to do this. So whatever you don't want to do, let me ask you, how many when I started making this, let me also tell you another story. Another story. Another story is this. When I started making jewelry, when I started making this, I approached somebody who was selling Maasai jewelry and I said them, can you find a Maasai to teach me how to make this? You know what her answer was? Why would you try to make those jewelry, Maasai jewelry, when you can go to Maasai and have them made cheaply? She never showed me, she never redirected me. She told me, take the highway. So it's like there's a lot of French bread, homemade French bread. Even in the HEB, there's almost maybe 30 different kinds of breads. They all sell. You know what I don't do? I don't follow people who sell jewelry because when I started, I kept changing my style. I don't follow people who do what I do because it doesn't help me. I'll end up feeling like theirs is better and start changing mine. I don't do that. Now, I want you to share my video. Be encouraged. If you're a stay at home mom, and me, I'm a stay at home mom, my husband can afford to take care of me. But it was so boring to stay at home. And I started doing things like the ministry, you know, the nonprofit. I started learning how to do jewelry. Actually, I started with doing headscarves and doing wraps and doing all those, but those things were not adding. Find something you can do, even if you want to just sell stuff, buy and sell. Make sure you're selling what you like, not what people like. Let me tell you a story. I made money around 2006. There was one of the best sellers in eBay. I was selling used bags. I would buy used bags and they were brand name bags. I would go from thrift store to thrift store to sell to get used bags. The bags started, you can like, I like bags, but the smell of the bags and the fact that my house started looking like a thrift store. I started hating my business. I started hating the business because I don't like my house smelling like old. So I started, that's how I stopped selling used bags because I just didn't, I could. So if you're doing something that you love, make sure, I can look at earrings. And then when I started making this jewelry, I started making necklaces. You know, my first necklace actually is right there. One of the, I have the big Maasai Kenyan flag earring necklace that I made. And then there's another one that I made. It's kind of like the Maasai. It's kind of like they spread out like this. I made that. Those were the first things I made. Oh, I make it and I don't wear it. I don't make jewelry I can't wear. You have to make, even if you try copying this and it's not what your design, it's not what you like, I still advise my customers. I tell them, hey, they ask me, which one can I buy? I don't want you to buy what I like, because what I like, you'll end up putting it in the closet. I want you to buy what you like. A lot of my customers may like small, like I have senior customers. See, I had to remove myself. I had to remove myself from my own big. And this is not big considering my earrings. This is not big. This is this is only 2 inches long. I make earrings, and most Kenyans and most Maasai earrings are large. They're like 3 inches, 2.5, 3 inches, even larger. I love big. I don't know if I have any. I don't even have any here that as big as this is now. This is not big still. I like bigger. When I wear mine, it has to go from long to here. Long here. Long. Please subscribe to my video. Make sure you watch my videos. Every day I will be coming with encouraging stuff, whether it's about domestic violence. You're going to be seeing me more on this channel. Please, I want to monetize my videos, so please, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Like my daughter would say, thumbs up, subscribe. By the way, she likes to do YouTube videos. I had a YouTube video for her, and YouTube took it down. I hate that because I don't know how I could make it, but anyway, that's a different story. Thumbs up. End.